health is your wealth. She's absolutely right. She's said that almost every day for 12 years, and she gets it right every day. Welcome to the show. Great to be with you. Thanks for stopping by today. And Dr. Michael Murray will be our guest this first portion of the show. In the second portion, I'm going to talk about and report on a profession that is so fundamental and important to all of us. And the risk that they are exposed to just by doing their job. And you're thinking, which one would that be? And we're going to talk about firefighters. And they are put at a very special health risk. Never mind, the danger of dealing with fire and walking into buildings and collapsing buildings and whatnot. Beyond that, there is another risk. And it's real. And these young men and women that decide to become firefighters, I don't know if they are aware of the risk. Not just in fighting the fire, but there's another risk, and I'll share that with you. It's a story that's trending today, and we like to serve fresh things around here. One day, that's it. And then we don't do, the only thing that we have that, like some of the bakeries, where they sell all the products at like 2-day-old or 3-day-old, and they discount it. We do have things on demand, so I guess, and you can watch the show on demand. You can listen to shows on demand. Gary will tell you about that in a second. And we're expanding the reach of the show by moving into different markets across the United States now. We're, 60 or more markets at the moment. And we're also developing and trying to have the connection to you, meaning the different mediums of connection that we can find. Everything from terrestrial radio to Facebook, social media. We're even on internet radio, and I never mentioned that. There are a couple internet stations that we're on. We've never brought that up. And we're just finding every way we can to connect with various groups, or as we say in the business, demographics or psychographics. Healthy people, people not so healthy, a lot in the middle, young people, middle-aged, elderly. In this business, they say that young people are not interested in health talk shows. I don't believe that. I don't believe that for 1 minute. I have a different opinion about that. That's why we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on YouTube. We stream live every day on Facebook and YouTube. So we're trying to embrace as many different, as we say, demographics or groups of people in society, rich, poor, in between. Health is universal. Now, it is true that younger people feel invulnerable, and getting sick and dying and all of that is not on their mind, and perhaps so it should be. But they are more, I think now, more than ever interested in health. And so we're making a special push on Instagram, and the crew with whom I work and really are responsible for all of this are pretty good at it. And this is all by way of saying we want to make the show better and better and keep growing and pushing. And I keep pushing myself and keep pushing them, and I ask questions, and they know more than I do about some of the more technical aspects of what we're trying to do, but I've always believed at least if I can ask good questions, I can push myself and push them and push you to do better and push myself to do better. So we're making this effort. I just want you to know that. We're not sitting on our laurels. We're number 10 on iHeartMedia for health radio, health talk radio. And we're the only, in that top 10, we're the only terrestrial radio show. I would encourage you in your market, wherever you are, to see if your radio station has podcasts and apps. They might. And it would give you another way to connect to your radio station, wherever you may be. Visit their website. And here's some numbers, and here's the way you can get connected to us each day, Monday through Friday. We're here. Go ahead, Gary.
It's 877-897-8255. That's our studio line. You can also reach us on Facebook at Let's Talk Nutrition, one word. And you can reach Dr. Garko at drgarko@letstalknutrition.com.
That's my personal email address. Please write to me. Tell me what's on your mind. If you have an idea for a show, something you'd like us to talk about, whatever, talk to me. Write to me, talk to me, pray for me, do whatever, and I'll do the same for you. You like us on Facebook, we don't just like you back, we love you back. Right, Gary?
Especially if you share us.
Share. Yeah, don't just like us, share us. Share us with your in-laws, too.
Exactly.
So, one of the features on the show is I try to keep educating myself and you about these different ways of eating, paradigms of eating, I call them, I guess. You know, different diets. When I use the word diet, I don't mean weight loss. If I mean weight loss diet, I'll say weight loss. And I have, over the years, spent a considerable amount of time talking about the Mediterranean diet, or that Mediterranean model. Something caught my eye that came over the transom, a study that is published in the International Journal of Epidemiology. And the headline on the press release was, "Health benefits of the Mediterranean diet are confirmed, but just for the upper class." And what we're showing you, if you're watching the show, is the actual study from the International Journal of Epidemiology. This is an evidence-based show. This is the way. This is a meta-communication. This is our way of showing you that, yes, this is evidence-based show. It's science.
No fake news here.
None. No fake food, no fake guests, no fake news, nothing. Real deal. I'll give you a highlight of it when we come back, and then I'll introduce Dr. Michael Murray, get his take on it. This is kind of interesting. The researchers admit that they were caught by surprise. The diet seems to confer health benefits, but in this study, the data said, yeah, if you're rich, if you're educated, if you're not so much. There might be an explanation for that. There are at least 2 or 3 hypotheses that I can think of to help explain that. You are listening to Let's Talk Nutrition. Dr. Michael Murray will be on, and we're going to do that conversation with him coast to coast.
I'm Joy McCarthy, holistic nutritionist, and I expect more from my multivitamin. I've researched many vitamins, and what's truly different about Every Woman's One Daily from New Chapter is that it's fermented with probiotics and whole foods and gentle even on an empty stomach. Every Woman's One Daily helps you feel good every day. giving you immune, energy, and stress support, and nutrients for bone and heart health. You will notice a difference. Every Woman's One Daily recently won the Best Multivitamin Award, and I love that it's non-GMO project verified. Discover the wisdom of nature with New Chapter.
Whether you spend your free time on a treadmill, under a car, or in your garden, if your active lifestyle leaves you sore, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce may be exactly what you need. Inflammaforce has a natural herb blend that acts as an anti-inflammatory to help maintain healthy joint and mobility support. There are standardized herbs like white willow, boswellia, turmeric, ginger, and devil's claw. The vegetarian capsule promotes easy digestion and a fast-acting dissolve process. Inflammaforce includes a proprietary enzyme herbal blend full of antioxidants and flavonoids that target pain and inflammation throughout the body. Body Vigor's Inflammaforce contains ingredients that support normal, healthy joint flexibility and function, builds healthy tissue, and helps with your recovery process. So if you're tired of sore joints and inflamed muscles, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce is your answer. Purchase Inflammaforce exclusively on Amazon.com.
Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show, and whatever you may be doing. Dr. Michael Murray is my guest, and just want to give you the highlight of this new study in the International Journal of Epidemiology about the health benefits of Mediterranean diet, and have Dr. Murray comment on it, in addition to what is on his mind, of course. And in this study, my mic keeps dropping out. And in this study, they found that the cardiovascular benefits associated with consuming a Mediterranean diet seem to exist for the upper class, if you will, a higher socioeconomic strata, than those in the lower end of the socioeconomic strata. In other words, a person from low socioeconomic status who struggles to follow a Mediterranean model is unlikely to get the same advantages of the person in the higher income. And in a word, this is happening because the people on the lower end of the social strata, their repertoire of foods for that diet are limited, and their cooking methods are not as good apparently, and then hence they're not getting as many as the antioxidants and polyphenols they mentioned associated with a more diverse diet. And hence they're not getting the kind of cardiovascular benefits as those who can afford a larger repertoire of foods, vegetables, starchy vegetables, legumes, fruits, nuts, seeds, whatever, fish, meat, in that diet. So, it's not just the Mediterranean diet. This is the first time that this has emerged, this particular finding. As I said, Dr. Michael Murray is my guest. Dr. Murray is internationally known for his work in the world of natural health and medicine, and as a practitioner, as a clinician, as an educator, as a formulator, and many other things. Writer, author. Dr. Murray, welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Welcome to the show again.
Well, thank you. It's always my pleasure.
What do you make of this study? Interesting, huh?
Well, I think you summarized it well. I mean, if we just look at the dietary differences, it's pretty easy to see why the more well-to-do lived better. They ate less meat. They ate less processed grains, and they ate more fresh vegetables. That's simple.
I know. We keep looking for all these elegant and mysterious answers to, and the answer sometimes is very fundamental and basic.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Currently, what kind of diet, how would you describe your diet?
Extremely healthy. I think most of us have a good sense of what is a healthy diet. My diet really focuses on good, high-quality protein. Like you, I work out very hard, and so I need adequate protein. I like whey protein. I eat nutritional bars that are whey-based, and I make smoothies that are whey-based. I don't eat much meat. I think I have one steak a year. I'd like to avoid it entirely, but I get invited to this dinner every year, and that's all they have, and it'd be rude if I refused it. So I just eat a little bit. My diet consists mainly of lots of vegetables. I focus on a lot of vegetables and good low glycemic fruits, berries especially. I like all types of berries. I mix it up: blackberries, raspberries, blueberries. And I don't eat any processed foods. And I get the good oils: nuts and seeds, olive oil, avocados, avocado oil. I think I eat a very, very clean, healthy diet. Probably a lot like you.
If you were to commit a nutritional sin, which one would you commit and be inclined to? There's one or two that I will commit if given. Yeah. Is there one or two nutritional sins you would commit on occasion?
Very, very rarely. It's all what people consider a nutritional sin. I love dark chocolate.
Me too.
I have rock raw cacao, kind of a hot chocolate beverage that I make myself. I don't sweeten it with sugar. I use, natural sweeteners like xylitol and erythritol, and a little bit of stevia and maybe monk fruit sweetener. I will have an occasional frozen yogurt. And that's probably about it. I had friends of mine couldn't believe me. They asked me, when's the last time you had a hamburger from a fast food restaurant? And I said 1977. And
I would like to be a paparazzi and catch you with a big burger in your mouth. That would be a photo of all time.
They asked me, what's the best pizza you've had lately? I said, I really can't think of the last time I've had pizza.
See, I'll commit that sin.
Yeah. And I said, and they said, when do you think it was? I said, I think it was about 9 years ago. And that surprised them. I eat very well. I love food. I consider myself a foodie. I love to cook. I love to eat out at fine dining.
Oh, I know. I've been to a few of those meals with you. We'll be right back, coast to coast.
Feel better fast in every way.
Looking for the perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering, you're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace, for healthy sleep naturally.
Let's Talk Nutrition. Dr. Michael Murray is my guest. Dr. Murray was just sharing with us, and I appreciate him doing that. I asked him about, what does he eat? And you heard him. And I know he does eat that way. He does. And we're delighted to have him on. We have a call, Dr. Murray from Philly. Lenny, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on, Lenny.
Dr. Garko, how are you doing?
I'm hanging in there, pal.
Okay, I just want to make one comment about you. You're such a good person. You should never be sick again, and I wish you many, many years of good health.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I'm in the second round of chemo. I got one more treatment to go. It's done for preventative purposes.
When do you have to get the next treatment?
Another 2 weeks, and then...
and then you'll be done?
I'm in God's hands. And I never talk about.
Like I say, I wish you many years of good health, and you should never, never be sick again.
Oh, well, I love you for that, Lenny. Thank you, man.
I just have one question for Dr. Murray. Are vitamin E tocotrienols more effective than vitamin E tocopherols?
Dr. Murray.
I think if you're going to do the tocotrienols, it looks like it's best to take them away from regular vitamin E. So I think that the vitamin E with tocopherols, as far as assisting vitamin E, they're probably a better route to go.
And I trust Dr. Murray's judgment, Lenny.
Dr. Murray, you think they would be more effective than the regular tocopherols?
Do I think that the mixed tocopherols are more effective?
No, the tocotrienols, would they be more effective than the regular tocopherols?
Tocotrienols have some unique benefits, but there's some absorption issues when they're taken with tocopherols. So it looks like they're best absorbed when they're taken away from tocopherols. So if you're going to take tocotrienols, you don't want to take it with vitamin E.
Oh, what I'm saying, would it be more effective in fighting disease?
I'm not sure. No one's ever really looked at that. They work a little bit differently. I like some of the aspects of the tocotrienols. They have some unique effects against cardiovascular disease. But I probably would opt for other. Other supplements for getting a bigger bang for my buck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see.
Does that help you, Lenny?
Yeah, I thank you. Look, thank you very much, and Dr. Garko, like I say, stay well.
Thank you so much, Lenny. We appreciate your kind words and your thoughts. Thank you,
Michael. Let's talk a little bit about the tocotrienol since he asked that question.
Absolutely.
People may wonder, what we're talking about. These are compounds that are kind of unofficial members of the vitamin E family. They don't really have any vitamin E activity. They're found in a lot of different plants and fruit. They are made primarily commercially from palm fruit, but they're found in lots of whole grains, rice, barley, rye, and oat. It's also found in annatto, which is a little seed. I think that if we eat some whole grains, you're going to get some tocotrienols. They're available as a dietary supplement, and it showed some interesting effects, lowering cholesterol and also preventing the adhesion of molecules in cells onto our cell walls of the endothelial cells that line our blood vessels. So it's very important in preventing clot formation. Lots of great benefits with tocotrienols. But I think if you're eating a good, healthy diet, there may be better choices to spend your supplement money on. And that kind of that's a good segue into what I really need to talk about today, and that's the benefit of digestive enzymes. We talk a lot about eating the right foods, but we have 100 million Americans. Roughly 1 out of 3 Americans suffer regularly from digestive disturbances, with gas, bloating, and indigestion being the primary symptoms. And it's just amazing that people don't realize how easy it is to address some of these symptoms through digestive aids. Instead, they're looking at drugs that in most cases suppress the digestive secretions, and in my opinion, that's not the way to go. Hey, Michael, have you ever been to like a mainstream drugstore, CVS or Walgreens or Walmart?
Mm-hmm.
Take a look at the real estate that's devoted to digestive issues. The average big drugstore like that has about 32 feet of digestive remedies.
You know what it's like, Dr. Murray? That product category, that's like in restaurants selling coffee for them. They make a lot of money on those products.
You got it, and they're worried because a lot of these drugs, particularly the proton pump inhibitors like Nexium and Prilosec, lots of bad press, being linked to a lot of different health conditions, increasing the risk of overall mortality, causing heart attacks and strokes, and increased risk for Alzheimer's disease and infection. So, they're worried, and so what they're looking at is some of these natural approaches. And what's interesting is that, like in the health food stores, relatively speaking, digestion doesn't have the same degree of significance as you see in these mainstream drug chains. And what's ironic is that nature has some of the best approaches to improving digestion and relieving gas, bloating, and indigestion.
I know. You can't make it up. You can't.
Yeah, it's like, we just need to wake people up. And I'm Chief Science Officer of Enzymedica. Our lead product is Digest Gold. It's the world's best digestive enzyme supplement. It outsells any other, actually it outsells all the other major enzyme products combined. It's really like way ahead of anything else that's out there. It's made by a proprietary process that really makes it more effective than anything else that's out there. It's able to be effective throughout the entire gastrointestinal tract. It's a high potency blended enzyme formulation, and it's able to digest fats, proteins, carbohydrates, fibers. It just is a fantastic digestive aid. And we recommend a 14-day challenge for people that have digestive disorders. Just take 1 capsule of Digest Gold before your meal every day for 14 days. And the testimonials that we receive are just amazing. People have been suffering with gas, bloating, indigestion, food intolerances their whole life, and all of a sudden they realize, hey, if I improve my digestion, my digestive symptoms, they go away.
Don't be stressed out.
Whether you spend your free time on a treadmill, under a car, or in your garden, if your active lifestyle leaves you sore, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce may be exactly what you need. Inflammaforce has a natural herb blend that acts as an anti-inflammatory to help maintain healthy joint and mobility support. There are standardized herbs like white willow, boswellia, turmeric, ginger, and devil's claw. The vegetarian capsule promotes easy digestion and a fast-acting dissolve process. Inflammaforce includes a proprietary enzyme herbal blend full of antioxidants and flavonoids that target pain and inflammation throughout the body. Body Vigor's Inflammaforce contains ingredients that support normal, healthy joint flexibility and function, builds healthy tissue, and helps with your recovery process. So if you're tired of sore joints and inflamed muscles, Body Vigor's Inflammaforce is your answer. Purchase Inflammaforce exclusively on Amazon.com.
And by the way, you may be thinking, I don't need to take digestive enzymes. I eat a healthy diet and this and that. Well, I think maybe you should reconsider that point of view, depending on your age, your health status, and whatnot. Things change, you know, and if you're a little deeper into the life cycle, digestive enzymes could be an excellent choice. And sometimes, too, Dr. Murray, when people switch over to eating more of a plant-based diet, even though it's healthier, they say, geez, I feel terrible eating this. I got gas and bloating. I've never had this before when I was eating burgers and fries.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I gave a consumer lecture last night, and one of the audience asked the question, I've switched to eating healthier, and I've never had so much gas and indigestion. What's going on? And you know, what's going on is that our bodies kind of adapt to what we're feeding it, and particularly our microbiome. That refers to the microbiota, the organisms that live inside our intestinal tract. We have 10 times as many bugs in our intestinal tract than we have cells in our entire body. So these organisms are really intricately involved in our health and definitely with our digestive system. And what happens when people start eating more fiber and more vegetables, some of these compounds are harder to digest, and what happens is the bacteria end up grabbing a hold of them before our body can absorb them. And so what happens is that produces a lot of gas and bloating. And so these people especially benefit by taking digestive enzymes. The digestive enzymes, the whole concept just makes a lot of sense. Most people are familiar with lactose intolerance. They know that there are a lot of people that don't digest milk properly, and it's because they're lacking enough of the enzyme that breaks the sugar lactose. And they can either drink lactase-treated milk, or they can take a lactase enzyme supplement, and then they're able to tolerate the milk to some degree. However, 75% of the people that are lactose intolerant are also intolerant to casein, the main protein in milk. So they benefit most by taking an enzyme that contains not only the lactase, but also the enzymes, the proteases that can digest the milk protein. And Enzymedica has a product called Lacto and another one called Dairy Assist that is able to break down not only the lactose but also the casein. And you know, here's another great example, Michael. When with children, with infants, when they're on formula and they have a reaction to that formula, food intolerance to that formula, whether it's milk or soy, they're switched to a hypoallergenic formula. The only real difference between a hypoallergenic formula and the regular formula is in the hypoallergenic formula, the proteins are treated with an enzyme to partially digest it. And when you partially digest the proteins, then the child is able to tolerate it, and it's not going to produce the gas and bloating, colic. The same thing is true for adults. If you have those symptoms, you need to better digest your food, and enzymes can go a long way in that goal. So we have specific formulas for food intolerance, Glutenese for gluten, Lacto and Dairy Assist for dairy. We have Bean Assist for people who have trouble digesting legumes. We have Veggie for those that are having difficulty with digesting their vegetables. And we have Digest Spectrum, which is designed for those people that seem to have intolerance to just about every food.
Absolutely. And visit Enzymedica.com. Dr. Murray, what do you make of humans drinking the milk of another animal?
Well, that's a question that a lot of people debate. We're talking about the Mediterranean diet. When I was in Sicily a couple months ago, I was amazed by the diversity of the cheeses, and it wasn't just cow's milk. I mean, they do sheep and goat, and the variety of cheese was just impressive to me, and it is part of their healthy Mediterranean diet. I think there's advantages to eating yogurt and kefir and cheeses versus just drinking the milk. Philosophically, I don't have a problem with it, but in America, we definitely consume way too much meat and dairy.
Mm-hmm. I'm done with dairy. I'm done with dairy. There's an alliteration there. I am, and I notice it. I do notice a difference. I don't get much dairy in my diet. I will have some Greek yogurt on occasion, as I confessed earlier. Every once in a while, I have a frozen yogurt as well. So, well, as your nutritional priest, here's your penance for eating the yolk. No, I'm just kidding. Well, Dr. Murray, it's always a pleasure. Nice speaking with you today. You sound in good spirits, and it comes across, and it's we like that. And nice to hear that you're feeling well, doing well, looking well, and helping others. We appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate you as well. Take care of yourself. I want to get up there and see you now that I'm spending so much time in Sarasota.
Listen, if Mohammed won't come to the mountain will go to Mohammed. Whatever, I'll come there. I'll do whatever way we can get together. I'd be happy to come see you.
Oh, all right, we'll do it.
All right, please let me know. I'll come to Sarasota to see you.
Okay, great.
All right, love you, Michael.
Love you too, buddy.
All right,
Bye.
pal. All right, we'll be back in the second hour, and going to devote some time and attention to a well-deserved profession, firefighting. The firefighters, those women and men, they are heroes in the purest sense, and they put their life at risk every single day, not just fighting the fires, but the consequences associated with fires after they leave the fire and what has happened to them. It's really remarkable. There's a stunning story that's trending today about firefighters and their susceptibility to cancer. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for stopping by today. Great to be with you. If you missed the first portion of the show, no worries. It's on demand. You can watch the show. You can go back and listen to it. We'll put it in a time capsule. We can do all those things. It's wonderful to be with you. Thanks for spending some time with us. And I know your time is valuable. We try not to waste your time and make every minute count as much as possible on the show. We're trying to do a couple of things here: educate, empower people, and entertain as well, so that people can be ultimately motivated to take charge of their health. And that take charge of your health, take charge of your health. I've been saying that for 12 years. We're going to work that into the marketing. I know that the sign-off is your health is your wealth, and your health is the wealth of those that care about and love you. That's a signature sign-off of the show. But when I'm being interviewed and people ask me, what's your show about? What are you guys trying to do over there? I said, and I say in a word, that just happened just a week or so ago when I was on one of the more popular talk shows here in the Tampa Bay area as a guest. And I said, we're trying to educate, empower, and entertain people such that they can take charge of their health and live a long life with quality of life and vitality. That's what we're trying to do. Now, it's easy to say, take charge of your health. And then I get asked the harder question from smart interviewers. And that's how I know when I'm being interviewed, I'm evaluating the person that's interviewing. I do. And I'm thinking, this guy's not prepared. Should be asking me harder questions. The harder question then should be, how do you do that? Good question. How do you do that? We've been talking about that for 12 years. It's not a simple answer. But in a word, you want to know the key to taking charge of your health? I'll tell you. It's one word. And it's a 4-letter word. Diet. That's where, in my opinion, based on now about 4 decades worth of being devoted to understanding nutrition and health and wellness and well-being and lifestyle, and you name it. It distills down to that. That is the primary pathway, your diet. People saying, aren't you attributing a bit much to one variable? And I always say, people are not attributing enough attention to that variable. I'll fault me for putting too much emphasis on it to get people to put more emphasis on it. How about that? I'll take that criticism. Diet is the key. It begins and ends with that. Without your proper healthy diet, all the columns and supporting structures fall. Your body, when people say your body will heal itself, on what? Using what? It needs nutrition to do that. That's its medicine. The chemicals in the food are the instruments by which the body heals itself, man. Come on now, you don't need to go to Harvard and major in nutrition to do this. And people dismiss it, saying, well, and then daily commit dietary violations that are not giving the body a chance to heal itself, but damaging the body. And that's why the point of view of Let's Talk Nutrition is that diet and nutrition combined represent the first principle of health.
When I was a couple of years back, I worked for Micheal Racing, and I was the guy that drove the truck around that had the car. We took it to Napa, and it was the Daytona 500 winning car.
Right.
So after we got it back from Daytona, we took the car around and we drove around to Napa, and people sat in it. I ran out of gas like a knucklehead in the car, so I had to go get gas for the car. Well, those cars run on a 112, the high octane. Okay, so I bought 93. I put, see that face? So I put 2 gallons. I only put 2 gallons of 93 in it.
Did you blow up the engine?
Well, we had some issues to get it into the trailer. Now you got to remember that car is weighing 2,200 to 2,500 pounds at the time. It wouldn't start. It wouldn't turn over. It didn't have enough octane because the cylinders had too much compression and they wouldn't fire the octane. So I had to go get octane boost. They sell this 104 stuff. I had to use, just for 2 gallons, I had to use 4 containers of octane boost to get the car started just enough to get it into the trailer. Immediately went to the track, drained it out, and bought track fuel. But you think about it, I'm thinking about it, and I'm putting it to my mind.
Well, that your metaphor, your analogy, I see where you're headed. Even with that automobile, it was fed the improper fuel, if you will, and it couldn't even start, let alone run. Right?
I mean, that's it. If you're eating
that's an engine.
You're eating bad, you're not going to get off the couch, right?
And Gary's, that's an interesting metaphor, and it's true. And to take his metaphor even further, people treat their bodies oftentimes the way they mistreat their cars. They get in it every morning, start it, crank it, right back to work, home, shopping, this and that, bang, 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 bang. And next thing you know, they got 30,000 miles on it, and boom, something happens. Oh, I got to fix it now and get it serviced. You're 2 services late, man. Oil should have been changed twice already, and you haven't even. No, that's what people do with their bodies, yes. Gary. Same thing. The body goes into the garage, doctor's office, when it breaks.
Yeah.
And then they go home and eat the same crap that got them sick in the first place.
I mean, an engine is not as complex as the human body.
Oh, there are 2 things that have caused me. This is true. I'm without exaggeration. I'm Catholic. I was raised a Catholic. I went to mass every day. I was an altar boy. So I'm not devoid of religion.
Yeah.
But there are 2 things that have caused me to believe in God. In addition to other things. But I picked these 2 because they seem they are so different. One is a human cell, one cell, and the other is the cosmos. The magnificence of a cell is beyond, and biology books, anatomy books, pathology books have tried to describe the cell, and they give you the technical definition, but the elegance and beauty of one human cell has persuaded me. How does that happen? And then you have billions of them, interdependently connected, working together to form tissues, organs, organ systems, and then the organism. And then there's from the cell to the cosmos. Those are 2 pieces of compelling evidence for me. But I'm telling you, and when I'm interviewed and people say, Dr. Garko, what do I need to do to capture my health again and be healthy again? And they're expecting some mysterious, like I have like I'm Merlin, the nutrition magician. And I say to them, it's a 4-letter word, starts with the letter D. You figure it out.
Are you waking up each day to the Almost 52% of men experience erectile dysfunction and benign prostatic hyperplasia. If you've had challenges with virility, sexual health, or low energy, Body Vigor's Alpha Extension may be the answer for you. Body Vigor's Alpha Extension can help revitalize your alpha male and extend your love. Our formula is one of the highest quality nutraceuticals available, formulated to support the processes involved in promoting a healthy male sex drive, energy, and stamina. Alpha Extension has 2 powerful herbal blends, Virilomax, which focuses on male sexual health, and T-Pump Activator, which helps balance your testosterone levels. Revitalize your alpha male with Body Vigor's Alpha Extension, exclusively available on Amazon.com.
When I was a boy, and I'm sure you had the same experience as a child, a fire truck was so intriguing. I had several little toys. I remember this one toy. It was basically like a hard rubber, but it's pliable, soft, hard rubber. I know it sounds contradictory. And it was a fire truck. It was one of my favorite toys. And then as I got older, my fire trucks got a little bit more sophisticated, and they could have sparks, and they had all. Yeah, I love what child, especially little boys, don't like fire trucks. And even to this day, I see a fire truck, I stop and I look at it, and trains and whatnot. But fire trucks were especially intriguing, and firefighters. And I want to spend a little time to talk with you and share with you a story about firefighters. I like that color, Gary. It keeps changing. Why does it do that? You see?
It's the green screen.
Oh, is it? Gary brought it to my attention this morning. I have a good crew, man. I can't do it all. I mean, and I saw the headline, and it resonated with me for obvious reasons. And the headline simply was, "A hidden danger for firefighters, cancer." Well, my God, they're at peril from flames and smoke and falling buildings and bricks and lumber, the collapsing buildings on whatnot, exploding buildings. International Association of Firefighters, in the press release on the story, estimated that roughly 6 out of 10 career firefighters will die from cancer. My God, that's a big number. You talk about occupational hazard. Firefighters are two to three times more likely in their lifetime to be diagnosed with cancer than the general public. When they reached about the age of 60, twice as many of them will die from cancer than heart attacks, which, as you know, listening to this show, is the leading cause of death in this country. But not for firefighters. And in this press release, they said that volunteer firefighters in Douglas County know all about the risks. Quote, "It hits home," said Alexandria Fire Chief Jeff Carew. "In the last 2.5 years, we've buried 5 firefighters who died from cancer. Not only from our department, but from Brandon, Ferrata, Kensington, and Miltona," close quote. 6 out of the last 7 firefighters who returned, they said, from the Alexandria Fire Department died after battling some type of cancer, Mr. Carew said. That's stunning. It's stunning. And by the way, this is not a secret. This is very well known and established. And that's not only relative to the Alexandria Department, Fire Department, but the fire departments across this great country of ours. Let me give you an example. Quote, "The Boston Fire Department has a wall filled with the names of all those who have died from cancer," Mr. Carew said. He went on to say, "Studies in Miami and Dade County show that 35% of their firefighters will get cancer and die. 3 firefighters sitting around the table, they know 1 firefighter will develop cancer. If they're sitting there eating their meal or playing cards or just talking with one another, they know that 1 out of the 3 of them is going to die from cancer, for goodness sake."
That's a truck in Pasco County. They have 3 men on a big truck.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one out of that truck is going to die.
A third of them will die. And they take an oath, by the way, in case people were wondering, Gary was a police officer and he took an oath to uphold the law. But firefighters take an oath too. And when they take that oath, they are keenly aware. They are quite mindful, I am sure, that they can get sick. I mean, we think of firefighters and their life being in peril, and we see it on the news all the time. Go to YouTube. I'll bet you'll find some pretty dramatic video of firefighters doing their job. But they are warriors in another sense. And God willing, I can get a little better myself and get on the other side of this particular round of chemo. I'll be visiting some fire stations. I'll take Gary with me and anybody else who wants to come. I will. You'll see. And he'll come with me and he's going to film it. I'll go talk to them, if they'll have me, and share a few of my thoughts and feelings. I feel good about reporting on this. To tell you, to share, we need to know more. They are our heroes.
Looking for the perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering. You're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace, for healthy sleep naturally.
Did you know that 7 in 10 people have digestive issues? It's no wonder, really. When you take a closer look at what's inside, you'll see that our intestinal environment is similar to a lush garden, a flourishing biodiversity comprised of healthy gut flora. Flora that we depend upon for our health and well-being. Stress, over-sanitization, over-processed foods, and the overuse of antibiotics have clear-cut our guts, leaving our tummies feeling, well, not great. You see, what we have done by killing off the gut flora is damage the soil of our inner gardens. With damaged soil, nothing can really grow or flourish, and disease starts to set in. But we will let you in on a little secret. Fermentation makes all the difference. You know that bloated feeling you can get when taking a vegan protein? Oh, come on. We know you know. Almost all of us get it. That feeling comes from a natural protective casing that surrounds grains and legumes. Because this casing acts as a natural defense mechanism to prevent the grain or legume from being digested, the result is gas and bloating as it passes through our digestive tract. This is where the magic of fermentation comes in. Only fermentation breaks down this casing, freeing the nutrients for absorption by your body. Not only that, but it amplifies the existing nutrients. This means you are getting all the available nutrients from your protein. But there's more. Remember our garden that we clear cut? Well, fermentation, when done right, actually restores that biodiversity of flora. Fermentation naturally replenishes the soil in our garden. Can your protein powder do all that? Well, ours can. Fermented Vegan Proteins Plus by Genuine Health. 7 plant-based sources for a complete amino acid profile. No bloating, maximizes protein and nutrient absorption, and strengthens your gut health. Gluten-free, soy-free, dairy-free, non-GMO, and 100% vegan. Try some today. Your gut will thank you. Genuine Health is possible.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show, and whatever you may be doing. Can't tell you how much we love doing this, man. That's hard. That comes from my heart, and Gary will tell you, we do. We love doing this show, because we've learned. It's taken 12 years to get in my thick head that maybe, just maybe, we can do some good. And if you want to comment, remark on, talk about the firefighter story I just reported on, please call. And that six out of 10 of them will get cancer and die. Cancer.
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-8255.
It's just a remarkable statistic. By age 60, I don't want to misspeak, by age 60, twice as many firefighters die from cancer than from heart attacks. Roughly 60%, I was right, 60% of career firefighters will die from cancer. Think about that. If you said, if your child came to you and said, a mom or dad, I want to do X job, and you knew that they had a 6 in 10 chance of dying from cancer from that job, what would you say to them? Little kids say all the time, I want to be a firefighter, or I want to be a police officer. Police officers are a great peril as well. Rate of suicide among police officers, heart disease, dying shortly after they retire, the percentage that do that happens to them. I mean, these people are can you imagine our society without police officers and firefighters? Think about that for a second. Well, and it would be chaos. Give us a call.
877-897-8255.
Simple as that. It's toll free. If you're calling from outside the continental United States, you have to call 813-636-8255. I'll take a call from anywhere, Europe, wherever. If outside the continental United States, 813-636-8255. We do have people that listen to this show across the globe. You hear me mention, earlier in the first part of the show today, I mentioned the Mediterranean diet and how it conferred health benefits. It was great, but only for the rich. The people on the lower end of the socioeconomic strata, not so much. So I talk about different regimens of eating. I used to eat a strictly plant Mediterranean diet. I have moved away from it somewhat. Well, quite a bit. I now eat a plant-based diet. No meat, no dairy, and whenever I can, no oil. And I did it for obvious reasons, and most of you know why. There's a fellow by the name of John McDougall. He's a good guy. You should check him out. He's also very smart, and he's not without controversy. He wrote a book, The Starch Solution. People see that book and say, this guy, he doesn't know what he's talking about, telling people to eat starches. Yes, he is. Turns out that Dr. McDougall is a pretty darn good doctor, too. And a good social science medical researcher. And in his newsletter, and you can get his newsletter, it's Dr. McDougall's Health and Medical Center. You can go to his website, just type in drmcdougall.com, and you sign up for his newsletter. If you're on Facebook, like his page and get his frequent drops, posts, and you'll start to learn about plant-based diet. He's one of the primary figures in that paradigm. And reading one of his newsletters, the July 2017 edition, he said, daily I am asked to justify my recommendations for a starch, that is corn, potato, and rice, based diet over other diets that offer contrary advice. He says the effects of different diets are far too complex to make meaningful such side-by-side comparisons. I would like to, however, share with you, he said, some of my past professional educational opportunities in order for you to better understand how my views developed over 40 years ago. And then he goes on to talk about his own 4 eye-opening experiences. And then he mentions someone that you hear me mention on this show. Dr. Parsons Dennis Burkett. You see, if you're watching the show, I'm working without notes. Dr. Burkett was phenomenal. That guy could observe like nobody's business. And Dr. Burkett, as I tell you the story about him several times already, he was the head of Ministries of Health of Uganda in Africa. And he explained to Dr. McDougall knew him during a noontime medical conference in 1971. That over a period of 17 years supervising 1,000 hospitals, Dr. Burkett did, caring for more than 10 million people, he saw no obesity nor anyone suffering from diseases that are epidemic in all modern regions of the world. Heart disease, cancer of the breast, colon, and prostate, arthritis. And Dr. McDougall says, just to name a few. He says in his newsletter, if you spend 1 hour watching Dr. Burkett to better understand that gaining excess weight and developing diseases are not inevitable, normal aging processes, and that a well-balanced diet, as promoted by meat and dairy industries, is deadly. Diet is among the leading causes of death, of disease and early death across the globe. You add lifestyle to that, and you darn near cover a large swath of the global population. Diet lurks and marches onward, taking one life after another. It can also do the reverse. We just got to get it into our thick head about that.
Are your joints feeling out of date and stiff? Is that old sports injury flaring up? Is your body aching from the daily wear and tear at work? Body Vigor's Joint Ready keeps you at the ready for any joint pain that gets out of line. Unfortunately, as we age, joint pain becomes more common. Body Vigor's Joint Ready can help provide relief so you can continue to go about your day. Our formula contains sulfated forms of glucosamine and chondroitin. Studies show that these sulfated forms are more effective than regular glucosamine bound to hydrochloride. Joint Ready promotes a healthy inflammatory response, facilitates cartilage synthesis, and provides additional antioxidants. Keep your joints at the ready with Body Vigor's Joint Ready, exclusively on Amazon.com.
I'm back in here. What in this last segment? I thought we were still in the first hour. Yikes! Here's the LTN health question of the day. I gave the answer at least 2 or 3 times. What % of career firefighters die from cancer? 6% or 60%? What % of career firefighters die from cancer? 6% or 60%? Call the number with the right answer, and you'll win a $25 supplement gift card.
877-897-8255. 877-897-8255.
And let's go to Newport Richey, Florida. And Josh, welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. It's great to have you on, pal.
How you been?
Well, hell, you know how I've been.
Yeah, you're a public figure. Of course I know.
How are you? For those of you who don't know, Josh Fosda was worked on the show for quite a while. He used to stream the show, and then he moved on and did some other things in his life. It's nice to hear your voice. How are you?
Yeah, yours too. I'm doing great, man. I have a really good job, and I'm having a lot of fun outside of work too.
Oh, great. How's your daughter?
My daughter is excellent. And as a matter of fact, I got a pretty good surprise for her coming up here in probably about 6 hours.
And that would be?
Well, we just landed a 4-bedroom house, so just going to be ecstatic. We've been in an apartment for about a little over a year and ready to make the move to a bigger house. So,
that's nice.
Yeah, she's ecstatic, man. We have a lot of fun with her.
Yeah, I see see your post on Facebook all the time. She's a lovely child.
Yeah, man. I got really, I did a good job so far. And
so far, so far, so good. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah.
You taking care of your health?
Yes. Matter of fact, I've been addicted to vegetables and all these, I don't know. We had a conversation a while ago about when you're younger, certain things are, not so tasteful. And I was like, yeah, whatever. You know me, always skeptical about things like that. And now all of a sudden, I can't stop eating cucumbers, tomatoes, and
good.
Onions,
so let me ask you something. When you were working on the show, if you can remember, when you first started and over the period of time, did I have? I just got to know. Did I have any effect or influence on changing your diet and lifestyle? Any effect?
Well, throughout the course of the show, I lost about 35 pounds, so I would say yeah.
I have a new project I'm working on right now, and his name is Gary.
By the way, Gary's doing excellent. I mean, he's done a great job so far. I pop in and out of the show when I can because I work,
I know.
And I got to say, Gary's done an excellent job.
Oh, he's been great. He's been great, man. He has really boosted the production of the show and so many features now that we didn't have. I'm so grateful. I have a great crew. It's Gary and
got the live stream going.
Yeah, we got Gary and Steven here, and then back we got my marketing department, IT department. I mean, there's a lot of drive behind the show. Since you've been gone, I mean, it's now in over 60 markets or close to 60 markets, and we're coming along. And thanks to the audience, Josh. I've always celebrated the audience, and it's each and every listener and viewer. Without them, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, that was something that you pounded in my head quite often, as a matter of fact. It's not about you or me, it's about the audience. So.
You remember.
I do remember.
That's wonderful. It is about the audience. In fact, Gary's going to put up, in the marketing department, he's going to put up on the door a quote of mine about the audience and how it's always about the audience, which made it in, a press release made it into...
All access, Josh. We got into all access.
I wrote a press release on a 12-year anniversary of Let's Talk Nutrition. Went into All Access magazine, and they took a quote from the press release, and they picked the one about that I believe it's always about the audience, and it's a privilege and an honor to be able to do the show. It's for them.
And since then, I've taken that lesson and attributed it to the live show that we do in the band that I play in. So. we try to make it fun for them. And I took a lot of what I've learned from you about, like being on air and, controlling a microphone and stuff, and use that. And we have banter in between songs. So
that's great.
The lessons go beyond health. And I learned a lot about life just sitting next to you for, about a year or something like that?
Well,
close to a year.
Yeah. Well, I'm very flattered that you said that.
Yeah.
I've been a teacher my whole life, but I'm the best student in the class.
Yeah. Sometimes the teacher, always the student.
I want to be a student, and I love you, Josh. I appreciate everything you did for me and everything you did for the show, and I want to wish you and your daughter and your family the best of everything in health and wealth as you move forward in your career. You're a fine young man, and I'm grateful to have known you and still know you, and I appreciate you calling. We don't take you for granted, pal.
I definitely don't take you for granted, man, and I'm grateful to hear that. But I could say the same about you. I love you too, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You guys have a good one.
Thank you for calling us. We appreciate it.
Right on, man. Have a good one.
Love you. Let's go to Largo, Florida. We have a big fan base and audience in Largo. We're so happy about that. Irene, hi. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm still surviving.
Well, we all are. One day at a time, right, Irene?
I can't take two.
Well, it's nice to hear your voice. What percent of firefighters will die from cancer in their career, the career firefighters? 6% or 60%?
I would say 60.
It is 60. 6 out of 10. That's a dreadful number. That's a shame.
Yeah.
But congratulations. You want a $25 supplement gift card. And thank you for listening to the show.
Thank you very much. You have very good information on the show. I enjoy it very much.
It's our privilege and pleasure to do it for you.
Okay. Take care.
You take care of yourself.
Well.
Take care of yourself. Please do that. And tomorrow I want to pick up where I left off. I want to share with you. People often ask me, what has influenced you in your career and your views? Sometimes it's also nice to know what has influenced others in reaching their point of view about things like diet and nutrition. Dr. McDougall has some interesting insights and interesting experiences as to what changed his mind as a medical doctor and got him to understand that diet is the driving force by which we live and die. And I'll talk about that tomorrow a little bit, among other things. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Your health is your wealth.